All right. We'll make sure that we get mostly the whole body in the video. All right, seems to be working. We'll wipe off the little dog paws from our mat because we're outside, coming to you live from Fort Worth, Texas. So welcome everyone. This is my assistant sport dog over here. So I'm Sarah May with Baja Surf Yoga, and you might also be logged on through Balance Yoga in Austin or through Nectar Flow Yoga in Spicewood. So welcome everyone. We're going to get started just seated on your mat. So whatever comfortable seat means to you. So whether that's on the knees or cross-legged, most importantly, we just want to have the spine up tall and long and be able to feel like we can relax and release and let go. Sits bones down into the earth or onto the heels, whatever suits you. So we want the legs to be comfortable. We're going to spend a little bit of time in meditation to begin. And today I wanted to explore this concept of Isvarapranidhana. It's the last of the yamas and the niyamas, the fifth of the niyamas, Isvarapranidhana. And roughly, most grossly, it just translates to surrender. Surrender. So what does surrender mean? Right? That's the exploration today. So often in our lives, especially in our current situation, we come at things as if we're in a battle, as if we're in a war, right? We use our willpower to try to will the world around us to be a certain way, to try to will our own minds to behave a certain way, right? We want control over our minds and control over how things are around us. We come to the realization eventually that that's never going to happen. That's never going to happen, right? We're here in samsara. The world is as it is, right? And we can fight against it, and we can sign up for this battle and continue to wage war. When we approach things with resistance, we generally get resistance back, right? So the energy that we put out into the world is the same type of energy that's going to reverberate back to us. So we can approach it that way. If we're smart, we realize that doesn't work. And it's better to go with the flow, right? That's what our yoga practice is really ultimately all about. Learning to flow, learning to be present, learning to work with reality as it is, and learning to even recognize what reality even is, right? So Isvarapranidhana asks us to surrender to things as they are, right? To stop the battle, to stop the fight. And when we're in this mindset of fighting and battling, it's easy to say, oh, well, then surrender is giving up. Surrender is throwing up the white flag, right? Well, we need to just drop that metaphor of the battle altogether and look at surrender a little bit more as this process of just relaxing, of going with the flow, of moving in harmony with impermanence and with events around us that are always changing, and looking at surrender as being accepting of reality as it is, right? We don't have to tie surrender to this idea of failure or giving up or quitting, right? So that's a little bit of what we're going to explore today. And it begins right here, right now, with just awareness of what's going on. What is reality? What is the present moment? So we find our comfortable seat. We close our eyes. Get the spine up nice and tall, nice and long. Let's take a deep inhale breath through the nose. And with exhale, open mouth, sigh, just let everything go. A few more of those if you need to. Deep breath in through the nose, lifting, lengthening, opening the chest. And then exhale, release, let go, drop further into your seat. One more, inhale, breath in. Exhale, let everything go. And we'll check in first with the body. On a gross level, the body itself. What's going on in the form of the body, the physicality of the body? What types of sensation do you notice? What's it like on this Sunday at noon? Open with your awareness, letting go of expectations, and practicing already just surrendering to what is. The ability to say, I might not have to like what it is that I notice, but I can accept that this is how it is right here, right now. And so we do that with the body as we let exhale breaths just help us relax, let go a little bit more, soften into this seated position, whether it's Sukhasana or Virasana. Arriving with intention by way of noticing. And we can do the same with the breath. What's the breath like right here, right now? Doesn't mean that we cannot change things, right? We want to breathe in and out through the nose. We want to find a nice, steady, deep, gentle breath. Choosing a breath that reflects all the spacious and easy qualities we'd like to see in the mind. But we're working with a change. It's just a gradual nudging. Working with the breath as it is. Working within our current capacity. And just taking those baby steps towards a little more patient breath in and out through the nose. And then noticing in to the activity of the mind. And can we notice and be present with what is without needing it to be different, without judging, without criticizing, critiquing, with a loving kindness, welcoming in all the thoughts and emotions that are playing around up there in the mind. And noticing how if we give space to what it is that we find, right? If we can be present with reality as it is right here, right now, we're putting out that energy of spaciousness, that energy of openness, and we're giving room for those thoughts and emotions to change. We all have the experience of fighting against something, or someone fighting against us, and it causes us to dig down our heels even deeper, to root down, to want to stay, to get concrete, to further solidify. What if we could just notice body, breath, and mind with an openness, with a spaciousness, accepting everything just as it is? And in that open acceptance, we might be able to notice that there's a fluidity to all of it, that all of it is in movement, in process. And so today, that is intention, is to work, to move, to breathe from a space of openness, a space of acceptance, and a space of working with the body, the breath, and the mind just as it is right here and right now. surrendering to this present moment reality. And if we can be fully in that present moment, we might recognize over time what it is that we notice is different. So working with the body just as it is, right here, right now. We'll inhale, open the eyes, sweep the arms up overhead. Get the whole spine long, reach up through the crown of the head, the fingertips. Maybe activate the side body, squeeze the shoulders down a little bit. And then with exhale breath, right hand can go to the earth, left arm up and over as we reach into a nice left side body stretch. And then working with the body as it is, right? Acceptance of this present reality means you don't have to move in exactly the way that I'm moving, but we can get a little playful, understanding that left side body space is where we're going. We can roll forward, we can take the heart to the sky. Maybe your right elbow plants all the way down to the earth. We can move however we want to move, or it could be a time to just be still, to stay with the left sits bone rooted, planted, or the heart to the sky, or the left hand to the back of the heart, opening up through the left elbow, right? Get curious about what your present body is, working through your awareness in whatever way suits you. Everyone's going to come up with a different reality, all right? This all comes from your own mind, your own perspective, so play with the body as you need to. And then we'll inhale up through center, lengthen again, and then exhale the left hand to the earth, the right arm up and over. And same thing on this side in terms of exploring around and feeling into length and spaciousness through your right side body. So it might not come out exactly the same on the right side, and that's okay too. Reaching through the elbow or the fingertips, heart to the sky, half binding or left elbow to earth. Working with breath, always working with breath. We'll reach back up through center. And then take a gentle, easy twist. So just heart towards the right, overall upright in the spine, crown of the head directly over the pelvis. And just recognize if we have that tendency to push right away into the very, very edge of our twisting ability. What about easing back just a little bit in this early warm-up? And then we'll exhale through center, breathe in to get up tall as we twist to the left. The chest is wide and open, both shoulders going down and back, lifting up through the crown of the head, and it doesn't have to be a grab with the right hand to left thigh. We can go gentle, we can go easy, working with the body as it is. I'm going to sound like a broken record this morning, but that's okay. And then we come back to center, sweep the arms up, draw the belly in, and then this time reach the fingertips forward and let the chest or the forehead come down towards the earth. So sport doggy, you're gonna have to move. So we can slowly crawl forward until we come all the way up onto the knees, at which point we can shift back with the feet towards a child's pose. So big toes touch, knees can be out nice and wide, and then we return the forehead to the earth again. Let the arms reach out long. So feeling the lengthening here, under the armpits, down through both sides of the body, and maybe even back into the back of the heart a little bit here. Back of the heart as we reach the tailbone back and the fingertips forward. With inhale breath, we'll lift up through the back of the heart, rounding the spine to a cat pose shape. So the knees might come together a little closer under the hips. Hands plant under the shoulders, and we look back towards the navel or the space between the two big toes. Pressing the hands long into the mat, arms long. Inhale, cow pose. We'll take the heart forward, go wide across the collarbones, tailbone, maybe eyes to the sky. And then exhale with your breath. We move fluidly between these two shapes. So just a few rounds of inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. And we use this breath to the movement to explore around and take whatever movement we need to start warming through the spine and feeling into this connection of breath and body, right? And connection is key. Connection is key. As we go through the cat-cow, we want to move from a space where we're connected to what it is that we feel in our body right now. So every time I move out of a sense of should, and then moving from a place of ego, and the ego requires me to feel and to notice myself as separate, as disconnected. But if I can tap into intuition, if I can tap into present moment reality, then I move from a place of connection, full connection between body, breath, and mind. And we'll take another inhale, breath, heart open, tuck toes, and then exhale, downward facing dog. And if we're working with intuition, connection here, then we're paddling out the down dog, if that's what we need to settle into this shape. Or we just rest for a moment in stillness. Rest for a moment in stillness. Tailbone to the sky, heels towards the earth. Of course, the knees can be bent, the heels could be lifted. Most importantly, in down dog, we're looking for lengthening in the spine, right? Notice the distance between the tailbone and the very, very crown of your head. Keep the eyes back to that space between the two big toes. As we shift forward, round the spine again into a high plank, collarbone goes wide. And then exhale, hips up and back, downward facing dog. Just one more time, round the spine, shift into the hands, press the arms long, and then can we keep weight in the hands as we lift the hips and then tippy-toe the feet all the way up to the top of the mat for ragdoll. So feet hips width distance as we soften the knees and just hang out. I love just hanging out in the yoga poses, right? This is Isvarapranidhana, surrender. There's nothing to do here except soften and totally let go. We can grab opposite elbows. We can sway a little side to side. Just hyper aware that the movements you're taking are not out of habit, but the movements you're taking are about exploring and deepening awareness. What does the body want to feel? Where do I want to go right now? Right now. With inhale breath, we'll halfway lift. Feet can stay hips width. Spread the collarbones wide again. Take the shoulders back. I like hands to the outsides of the shins. Exhale, breath, forward fold again. Knees still nice and soft. As we inhale with a flat back, rise up mountain pose. Reach through the fingertips, through the crown of the head. And then exhale, cactus the arms, open the heart. Squeeze the elbows back. Palms can face forward or inward. And if you want to go bigger, we can reach arms back, slow plant to the low back. Squeeze the elbows in, heart towards the sky. So there's still a little engagement in the low belly. If we want to go bigger, interlace the hands, knuckles to the earth, heart to the sky. We can look up, lift up through the chin, open through the shoulders. So we're trying to disappear the heads of the shoulders behind you. Maybe we hold that bind as we bend the knees, forward fold. Release the crown of the head down towards the earth. One more inhale breath if you still have the bind. And then exhale, release the arms. Inhale, half lift, open the heart, the chest. Breath out, plant the hands, step back to a high plank hold. So nice, strong high plank hold here. And this first time through, we're lowering the knees. Tilt the tailbone to the sky, and then lower down with the chest, the chin. Inhale, Bhujangasana, low cobra, point the toes, just slide the heart forward, squeeze the shoulders down and back. With exhale breath, forehead to the earth, we do that 2 more times. Inhale, lift up, squeeze the elbows back. There doesn't need to be any pressure on the hands. Exhale, forehead to the earth. One more, inhale, peel heart up. Exhale, forehead down, tuck the toes. Keep looking straight down at the earth as we press back up, high plank. And then exhale, breath, downward facing dog. Every time we return to down dog, a good place to just check back in. What is going on right here, right now? What do I feel in the body? Where is the mind? Where is the attention, intention? Can I stay present today with awareness of everything just as it is, not needing anything to be different? Acceptance here. With inhale breath, we'll take right leg long to the sky, reach back. With exhale, bend the knee and then open through the hips. Reach that right heel towards left glute or left shoulder. Left heel still reaching down towards the earth. And then next breath out, right foot plants between the hands, left knee comes down. Right hand to right thigh, we'll inhale, lift, left fingertips skyward, untuck the back left toes. Find a nice long line here, all the way up through left knee, left fingertips, and then slide right hand back to the right hip, and we'll take a side bend. Reaching left fingertips to the right as we squeeze thighs towards the midline still, hips level and low. Inhale, reach back up with both arms this time. And then exhale, cactus the arms, heart opener. Could be any different heart opener. We could do what we did in our Sun A. Interlace the hands, heart to the sky. Just front body open, breathe in. And then exhale, Ardha Hanumanasana, half splits. So hands can come to the earth here. Right leg long, hips shifted back. We could reach left hand to the right toes, peel back. Working again with things as they are. So if there's changes that we want to make, right, this opening, lengthening of right leg, we incrementally make those changes. We practice patience. We practice working with our level of flexibility right here, right now, and we just, with loving kindness, slowly nudge breath and body into a little bit of greater opening. We'll release, shift back onto that right foot, both hands inside right foot for an active lizard pose. So I'm going to work my right foot to the edge of the mat a little more, tuck left toes, lift left knee. And then here we play, we explore through the hips. Shifting side to side or front to back, or rolling onto the knife edge of right foot, or right toes can stay forward, squeezing the right arm towards the right, or right leg towards the right arm. And then from this lizard pose, movement or stillness, we'll root into the hands, crawl the right foot between the hands, and then send the heart forward again. Go wide across the collarbones, open the chest. So it might not work to have the hands on the mat. Maybe we reach back, airplane the arms, or interlace the hands behind us. Go bigger, bigger, bigger on heart opening. From here, step right up to a halfway lift. And then exhale, breath, soften knees, forward fold. Inhale, mountain pose. Rise up, reach. This time, exhale, side bend over to the right. Any arm variation here. Inhale up through center. Exhale, side bend to the left. Inhale up through center. Breath out, forward fold. Breath in, half lift. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana, your variation this time. We can do Ashtavakrasana, that's what we started with. Or take your shapes that you need to get back to downward facing dog. Breathe in downward facing dog, resetting, noticing where you are. Not just in the body, but where you are in the mind. And then inhale, left leg goes long to the sky. Exhale, bend and stack, roll the hips open. Press equally through both hands as we push the chest back towards the right thigh still, right heel towards earth. And then big exhale breath, left foot between the hands, right knee comes down. Inhale, right arm to the sky. Left hand can come to left thigh. We breathe in, lift up, up, up through right side body. And then slide that left hand back, side bend here. So keep squeezing the left knee towards the center of the mat as we go big on right side body space. With the inhale, we'll reach both arms back up through center. And then exhale, cactus the arms, heart open. Hips can press forward, downward. If it's more comfortable, stay upright. Take the shape that your body needs here to feel expansion across the front of the body, the hips, the chest. Maybe there's a bind somehow, knuckles to the earth, heart to the sky. Breathe in. And then exhale, shift it back. Ardha Hanuman half splits. Right, so we're worrying less about what the shape looks like from the outside looking in and feeling more into what the shape feels like from the inside out. So it's left leg lengthening, and that can show up in several different ways. Always working with the breath. Working with a long spine and open heart. We'll shift back onto that left foot. Lizard pose, so the hands come inside left foot, tuck the right toes, lift the right knee. And then play here. Side to side shift, front to back shift. Left toes could turn outward. Melting the hips down. Left toes might stay forward. Easing the body into opening. Easing into opening here as we warm up. We'll keep pressure in the hands. Walk, wiggle. Left foot to the center of the hands. Active low lunge. And then send the heart forward. The collarbone wide. So my hands could stay grounded. Or maybe I want to open up more. Airplane the arms. Interlace the fingers. Reach the heart forward. The knuckles back. I hold this opening in the chest as I step up to a halfway lift, and then exhale, forward fold. Everything releases towards the earth. Breath in, mountain pose, arms sweep to the sky. Exhale, side bend, any arm variation to either direction. Inhale, back up through center. Exhale, side bend, opposite side. Inhale, back up through center. Breath out, forward fold. Breath in, half lift, open the heart. Exhale, chaturanga to downward facing dog. Take the variation that suits you. And okay with the fact that it can be different every single time. Working acceptance today. Surrender. With inhale breath, we'll take right leg long to the sky. Exhale, bend and stop. This time, option to get a little playful with planting the left heel to the left. Maybe a little lightness on the right hand. Not quite flipping the dog yet. Or tent the right fingertips. Kind of a side plank variation. We'll take it back to a tripod down dog. Extend the right leg. And then exhale, right foot steps through. Inhale, high lunge, sweep the arms up. And we'll take this same side bend, right hand to right hip, left arm up and over. Let level hips find the earth. Left side body spaciousness. Breathe in, reach up through center, hips, chest open. Exhale, cactus the arms, lift through the heart. With breath in, reach up, lengthen the right leg. So we're still up high on the ball of the back foot with the hips equal distance to the front of our space. And then exhale, forward fold. If you just can't keep the hips level in this shape, you can always step that left foot a little closer to the top of the mat. Crown of the head towards the earth. Let go, let go. Fingers tented or palms fully planted or blocks under your hands here. And then bend the right knee again. Root the left foot. Inhale, warrior two. Hips and heart open. Right knee over the ball of right foot or right heel. Stretching wide through the fingertips to go super big to the front and the back of your space. Exhale, breath, side angle. Right arm to earth, left arm to the sky. Working again, left side body space. So left fingertip skyward or left arm long to the front of your space. The right hand lands where it lands, inside or outside this right thigh. With an inhale, breath, reverse. Keep the right hip nice and low. Have bind here or just let left arm gently rest on the back thigh. Breathe in. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana, spiral it down. We could sweep the right leg back and take an Ekapada, one leg, Chaturanga Dandasana to inhale, up dog. To exhale, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Reset with the breath here. Inhale, left leg, long to the sky. Exhale, bend and stack. This time shifting the right heel to the right or weight onto the right hand as we tent the left fingertips or just slow play with opening up. Working with connection to the body, working with how it is that my body feels right here, right now. And if I'm not feeling strong and stable, I can stay in my tripod down dog. With exhale breath, left foot steps through. Inhale, high lunge. Feet are nice and wide for stability. As I exhale, left hand, left hip, right arm up and over. Side bending, reach. With inhale, we'll reach both arms up to center. Exhale, cactus arms, melt the hips lower, lower, lower. The back knee could bend. With inhale, reach up, lengthen left leg. Again, hips square to the front of the space. Up high, high, high on the back right foot, all 10 toes facing forward. And then breath out, forward fold. Let go in these little moments of forward fold. Can we just right away surrender, drop into ease, do a little bit less. Rebend the left knee. Plant the right heel. Inhale, open, warrior two. Wide from the front to the back of your space. Dropping hips low. And the left knee over left ankle. If it's going too far ahead of the toes, we can take a longer stance. Exhale, breath, side angle, right arm to sky. Or long to the front of the space. Just be sure to keep the knife edge of your back right foot rooted, planted. With inhale, breath, reverse warrior. Left arm up and back. Side bending here through the left side of the body. Have bind here with right hand. Or right arm gently, gently. Just resting on the back right thigh. Breathe in. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana or an Ekapada, one leg variation as we shift back to downward facing dog. Full breath in, full breath out. And then depending on the energy in your body, right here, right now, how should we get to the top of the mat? We'll look ahead, lift the heels, deep bend the knees. And then little steps, big step, or a float to forward fold. Inhale, half lift, open the heart. Breath in, fold again. Deep bend the knees, big toes touching this time. Inhale, chair pose. Isvarapranidhana. So as we sit here in chair, perhaps a little discomfort arises. Can we surrender to that feeling? Can we just be present with what is? Can we work the heat in the thighs? Accepting of it all, right? We don't have to love it, but we can accept it, we can work with it, understanding that all of it is going to change. We breathe in. Exhale, plant the hands. And then with big toes touching, take the knees out wide, crow pose. What does a crow pose look like if we just come into crow with the least amount of effort possible? So we're weighted on the fingertips, the hands, knees to the back of the triceps, and the big toes squeeze in towards each other as they lift up, 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 up. From crow pose, root the feet, forward fold. Simple. Soften the knees, shake out the legs. Breath in, half lift. Exhale, and knee transition back to downward facing dog. Always present with breath. From your down dog, big inhale, lengthen the spine. And the knees to the earth, child's pose. So we have options here. You can stay in child's pose. You can just roll on up to seated on the knees. Knees out wide or together, and just checking back in again. What about now? What does the body feel like right now? We don't need to compare it to the very start of the class. What about just present with body as it is right now? What about the breath? What about what's going on in the mind? Open and aware on all of those levels. Accepting. And finding that little balance between I accept what is, I can be present with what is, I'm aware of what is, but then lovingly to my capacity right here, right now, I can just slowly take the breathing again, back in and out through the nose, lengthen each breath, soften a little in the body. And just by noticing, perhaps, return to a greater state of ease. Nothing really needs to be different. And sometimes just opening ourselves up to reality as it is right here, right now, and saying, I'm okay with it, and I can be with it, and I can spend time with it, is enough to let it all just feel a little more soft, a little more spacious. I'm okay with the heartbeat beating, right? It tells me I'm alive. I'm okay with the heat in the muscles or sensation in the joints or whatever thoughts or emotions are rolling through the mind. It's just like this now, and it's okay. And then we inhale, sweep the arms up, lengthen again, open the eyes. On exhale, return to downward facing dog. This time, inhale, breath, right heel long to the sky. We bend and stack if we want to take it all the way around to a nice controlled flip dog. The right foot finds the earth, left toes to the back of the space as the hips go skyward and the right arm reaches forward. A big inhale breath takes us back to tripod down dog, right leg lifted. And then exhale breath, right foot steps through. With breath, we take a slow inhale, high lunge. Exhale, right hand, right hip, side bend, both hips go lower. Inhale back to center. Exhale, cactus arms, open the heart, hips even lower. Inhale, reach up, straighten the right leg. And then exhale, fold. Inhale, breath. Bend the right knee, plant the left heel, and we rise up, warrior two. Exhale, breath, side angle. Nice slow breath in, reverse warrior. From here, adding on. Inhale, the right leg straight, both legs straight. Exhale, Trikonasana, triangle pose. Right arm towards earth, left arm to the sky. Let that lift of the left arm lift you wide, wide, wide across the chest. So the right hand might not find the floor at all. With exhale breath, we'll sweep the left arm down, right toe spin in, wide-legged forward fold. Again, we have this lovely opportunity to just release, to drop, to relax, to do nothing right here in the wide leg forward fold. We could take a little bend to the right, bend to the left movement. If we're taking the movement, is it out of habit or is it out of connection? Connection to what your body needs right here and right now. Or what the mind needs. With inhale, breath, half lift. Exhale, we'll shift to Skandasana. So right toes out, right knee bends. And then left arm reaches to the sky as the left toes go skyward. Left leg nice and long. So the hips, the heart open here. Big breath in. And then exhale, shift towards the front, lizard pose. So hands are inside the right leg. And again, playtime here in lizard pose. I can come to the forearms. I can rest, take my left knee down, untuck the toes. I can stay active. Play with sweeping the right arm under right thigh. Maybe reaching for a little half bind or full bind here with the hands joining each other behind the right glute, right thigh. Some of us might play with arm balance here, right? Backpacking the right thigh to the right tricep and then extending the right leg out long, or tucking the left elbow towards the left hip, getting a little float of the back leg as well. Whatever shape you find yourself in here, we'll root into the hands, take a big sweep of the right leg up and back, and then exhale, breath, chaturanga or downward facing dog. Connect to the breath. With inhale, breath, left leg goes long to the sky. Exhale, breath, bend and stack. A controlled placement of right heel, lift of left hand. Flip the dog, wild thing, flip dog. Any variation here of this shape. We'll come back to tripod down dog, left leg lifted, breathe in. And then exhale, breath, left foot steps through. Inhale, high lunge, lift and rise. With exhale, breath, left hand lift hip, right arm up and over, side bends. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, cactus arms, open the chest. Breath in, reach up, left leg goes straight. One breath out, forward fold. Release the crown of the head. Inhale, bend left knee, root right heel, warrior two. We rise up, open up. Exhale, breath, side angle. Inhale, reverse warrior. From here, we press, push the left leg long and straight. And then exhale, Trikonasana, triangle pose. A few breaths here. Lifting up through right fingertips to open the chest. And then exhale, right arm swoops down, left toes turn in. Wide-legged forward fold. And then we'll be here for about 5 cycles of breath. So what kind of shapes do you need here? And wide-legged forward fold. crown of the head towards the earth, whether it's touching down or floating, doesn't matter. Just let the neck be long, let the spine be long. And then we'll inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, left toes turn out, left hand plants Skandasana. Inhale, right arm to the sky. As the right leg goes long, we press the chest open, hips open. And then take a big shift towards lizard or Kundanyasana, the top of the mat. If we want to play with the bind, we sweep left hand under left thigh. And then interlace the fingers together behind you. Left thigh. Connect the hands or plant the hands, left hand outside left foot. And then playing with a Kundanyasana, any type of variation there, right? Have fun. From here, sweeping the left leg up and back. Any variation of downward facing dog or vinyasa, back to downward facing dog. Breathe in here, breathe in. Exhale, let things go. Next, inhale, look to the top of the mat with exhale breath, your choice on travel to a forward fold. Inhale, half lift, open the heart. And then exhale, fold again. Big toes touch as we bend the knees. Inhale, chair pose. And then this time fun with one more inversion. We can plant the hands, play with crow again. Remember, surrendering today. So a simple arrival in crow. Don't overthink it, just go. Big toes touch, knees out wide, and just lift the feet in and up. Or we can look towards the back of the mat and then slowly bring crown of the head towards the earth. Play with a little tripod. You could stay right here. Notice that the hands are not up by my ears, but behind me. I can see my fingertips. And I can squeeze toes or knees together. Start in on a little lift. Or if I'm not feeling quite comfortable, I can lift one leg at a time. Keeping things simple. Whenever you're ready to exit this pose, what about a transition back through crow pose? Push through the fingertips, the whole hand. And then just feet come down, forward fold. From the forward fold, feet come out wide to the edges of the mat, heels in, toes out. Malasana squat. A few breaths here. And checking in again. What are things like right here, right now? And can I be comfortable with what is? Let go of wishing that things were different. Let go of wishing that I could do the tripod headstand perfectly or the crow pose or whatever it is. And make your way back to a seat or make your way to a child's pose, right? Give it an intentional moment of pause. Let the breath help you settle down again. Isvarapranidhana. So Isvara can mean your God, your Lord, your Lama, your Guru, your higher power, whatever that is for you, to you. It can also mean just reality. Reality. How things truly are, right? Why are those connected? Those are connected because how things truly are is divine. Heaven exists nowhere else except for right here, right now, in your own heart, in your own mind. So remember that. Pranidhana, surrender, can also also sort of be translated to an offering, a dedication, right? What if through our practice of surrendering my own will, and just fully giving myself over to reality as it is, to whatever God's plan is, or whatever name I want to give that entity, that higher power, what if by fully giving over to that, every action that I take in body, speech, or mind is not for me and mine, my separate sense of self, my ego, but everything I do in this world then becomes an offering to the divine, in service to this connection that I feel to every other living being and everything around me in this world. Isvarapranidhana. So we inhale, sweep the arms up, open the eyes, lengthen. And then with exhale breath, downward facing dog. Inhale, takes the right leg to the sky, and we'll swing right knee up behind, right wrist there for a half pigeon pose. So crawl the left leg way, 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 way back. We've done a lot with the inner hips. Welcoming in sensation to the outer right hip here as we bring the chest, the forehead to the earth. And just a moment of letting go, letting go, letting go. If you recall in the beginning of class, we talked about this idea that if we press, push, come into a pose with resistance, fight against the body to get what it is that I want, me and mine, what I want out of the pose, out of the shape, I'm going to be met perhaps with equal amount of resistance. But if I can soften and just breathe and accept the shape that the body lands in, and just with loving kindness, go, it's okay where you are. What about just gently, gently opening up? I can get more stretch, the same amount, right? Working with the honey, not the lemon. And we'll step it back from this half pigeon shape, plant the hands. If we need a full vinyasa, we take a full vinyasa, or we can keep things really simple and just return to downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg long. You're not falling behind if you're not with me. We'll meet eventually with the left knee behind left wrist, half pigeon pose. Crawl the right leg back nice and long, and then allow forehead, heart, elbows, whatever it is, come to the earth and fully rest down, rest down. As you scan through the body here in your half pigeon pose, we're not necessarily looking for the problems. We're so good at finding the problems. Just looking for the space perhaps. And just noticing with open awareness. What's the left side like? Get curious. What's the left side like? And how can I welcome in how the left side feels today, right here, right now? Let it be different from every other day that I've done half pigeon pose. Just be okay with how it is right here. And then we bring the hands back to the top of the mat. Make your way back to a final downward facing dog. If you need that full vinyasa, we can shift it through to an inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. We're all going to meet on the belly through a high plank, perhaps with the knees down first and the chest nice and wide as we lower the chin to the mat. Point the toes, sweep the arms back, interlace the fingers, or just reach with the palms face down. Inhale, lift up through the heart, Shalabhasana. Keep the tops of the feet pressing down into the mat as we take knuckles back, heart forward. Lift, lift, lift. And then Isvarapranidhana, let it go. Right cheek to the mat, arms by your side. Rest. Nothing needs to be different here. You'll feel the heartbeat beating. You'll feel perhaps a little shortness of breath. Just be present with it all just as it is. Practice that acceptance. Practice acceptance. We get a really good opportunity to do that in our yoga mat, and eventually it will translate into the outside world, or into the way that we operate through the world around us, off the mat. So bring the chin back to center. Same Shalabhasana. Or this time, as you interlace the hands, lift the heart, reach the knuckles back, lift up through the heels, point the toes, reach the limbs long, long, long to the back of the space. Breathe in, lengthen the back of the neck, and then exhale, left cheek down, everything returns to the mat. Let go again, let go again. Resting here for a few more breaths. Practicing that surrender, especially as we get towards the end of the class here, right? For me, surrender is closely tied to patience as well. Patience. Can I be present with this current situation? Can I stay with whatever it is that's arising? Patiently, we inhale the chin back to center. Hands under shoulders, pressing through a child's pose. Just as a way to slowly roll on up. And then take the legs out in front of us for Paschimottanasana. So flex the feet. Sit onto the sits bones. Knees can be bent here, especially if there's any low back pain going on. Sweep the arms up. And then a deep forward fold by hinging at the waist and drawing the belly towards the thighs. Let go. Notice the tendency to grab the feet, the soles of the feet, the shins, to pull down, to fight into the pose, to use your will to get deeper, deeper, deeper into the shape. Today, what about just today? We just let things fall, and we just fall, let the body stay and breathe wherever it is that it lands. And work that feeling, sometimes discomfort, right? Every time we practice patience and practice surrender, a little bit of discomfort perhaps. But do we feel the same discomfort if we remember that this movement, this action, is a dedication to the divine, a dedication to the divine. And then we'll inhale, rise up, come all the way down to the back. Center yourself on the mat, hug the knees into the chest. Remembering that you too are divine. As we close out the practice here, knees high into the chest, arms open, heart open. If you recognize yourself as divine, how would you treat yourself and all the sensations you experience as the knees go left and the chin goes right? You would allow yourself that room for just sitting back and resting and exploring and getting curious about all that's arising in the body itself, in your awareness, in the mind. You'd give yourself space before you needed to react to anything that you notice. Inhale, knees back to center. Switch sides. Knees right. Chin could go to the left or just look up to the sky. If you recognize yourself and the world around you as divine, you would stay with that sense of awe, no matter how you labeled what it was that you saw. Negative, positive, frustrating, glorious. You would take it all in, understanding that all of it has a purpose for you. All of it has a purpose. And we'll come back to center. Hug the knees in. Draw the forehead, the nose to the knees. Give yourself that final loving squeeze before exhaling out to Shavasana. The true peak pose of a practice, when we're practicing Isvarapranidhana and we're practicing surrender. Stay just as you are in Shavasana. Give it time. The beauty of home practice is that you can stay in Shavasana right here, right now, for as long as you would like to. And get present with that feeling of what it feels like to just let yourself do absolutely nothing. Get present with that feeling of what it feels like to be fully accepting of where you are right here, right now, where you are physically, where you are in your mind, fully accepting of your impatient self or your patient self, the self that is aware and is working on all of it and attempting to grow. So stay in your Shavasana longer if you need to. Continue your own meditation, right? Your own meditation, the meaning of surrender. The meaning of fully giving yourself over to higher power or simply to reality as it is. Isvarapranidhana. And then if you're ready to slowly work your way up towards closing the practice with mindfulness, wiggle things around, arise. Come back to a seat, seated on your mat. And bring your hands together at the center of your chest. Keep your eyes closed, all your attention still inward. And in gratitude for this practice, for the ability to make it to your mat today, for nice Sunday flow and a little bit of introspection, we dedicate all of the work that we've done here today, through body, through breath, through the mind. We dedicate it to the wellness of all beings everywhere, understanding that we're all connected. Perhaps carrying this idea of giving yourself over to your higher power throughout the rest of your day, into the week ahead. Remembering you don't have to love everything that you see, but we've got to work towards acceptance. And when we work towards acceptance, we can feel into that spaciousness that allows everything to change. And maybe we'll come back to loving it all. Thank you so much for joining me online. Find more videos at Baja Surf Yoga, or Balance Yoga, or Nectar Flow Yoga. Peace, and I hope to be back with you again on another Sunday. Om Ahum.